British rule in Nigeria. Hello, welcome. Our topic is British rule in Nigeria. To what extent is Nigerian politics impacted by its colonial history? Let's try and find out in this video. Now, the British were a major player in the story of Nigerians' colonialism and they took it over slowly. Now, colonialism is an imposition of more developed culture over a less developed culture. So they took us into slavery, and there were lots of negative impacts of colonial rule. British trade with local tribes began. They traded on palm oil, palm kernels, and they traded on slaves. Now, millions of slaves were shipped out of Nigeria, the largest port city in Nigeria. We had almost 3.5 million slaves that were shipped from Nigeria to abroad. But the abolition of slave trade in 1807, okay, saw to the expansion of business interests, defeating the Sokoto Caliphate, the Jebu Kingdom, the Edo Empire, and the people of Igbo land. They officially took control of what is roughly modern Nigeria in 1885 and divided the land into a northern and southern protectorate, which had a profound impact on the life and the society. The northern and southern protectorate, too, the British took a more active role in the development of the country. We have fertile lands, okay, lucrative oil fields. The protectorate covered regions traditionally held by the Igbo and the Yoruba people. Colonial officers in the region built medical and police departments and investigated in European education and the locals, as well as infrastructure such as roads and railways. Their investment reflected the empire's ambition to make the South key to British economic interests. The region had also been receptive to Christian missionaries, with the Igbo people in particular converting in large numbers. The North, however, was not as resource rich as the South, and so the British preferred to maintain indirect rule so they could still collect taxes. An indirect rule meant colonial officers allowed local leaders to remain in power as long as they answered to the British commanding officers. The North, a majority Muslim region dominated by the House of Fulani people, rejected westernization and Christian missionaries, okay, preferring instead to preserve their Muslim identities. The English implement changes to the currency, language, and tax system, and this frustrated a new economy and forced and shifted the self-sustaining farming to wage labor. The Northerners who had fewer labor opportunities were at distinct disadvantage. This, coupled with their rejection of English education, resulted in widespread illiteracy and poverty. These differences defined relations between the two. Now, in 1914, the British decided to unite the North and the South. The two protectorates were now made one colony before the creation of a united Nigeria. Tribes lived autonomously, and while they were warring each other, the territorial integrity of the tribe was largely respected. But now, suddenly, they were competing to have a say over the country. Okay, now how it plays out now. This tension has played out multiple times since independence was gained in 1960. In 1966, a coup led by Igbo loyal military leaders took control of the country, but a counter coup by military leaders loyal of the Northerners attempted to wrestle war in 1967. The tensions escalated and there was a civil war when the Igbo from the south, being violently persecuted, declared independence and claimed more of the land than the south is, including lucrative oil fields there, calling it the Republic of Biafra. The war was eventually won by the Nigerian government, but not before thousands died due to the war. Okay, a series of military dictators. When Nigeria transited into a democracy, the rivalry between the North and the South was routinely reflected in the ruling parties with northern and southern presidents. Okay, since the elections began and since 2002, each of these presidents had to contend with local militants. Most prominent is the Boko Haram in the north, whose major purpose was eradicate Western influence in Nigeria, reflected in their name Boko Haram, which is literally translated to Western education is sin. Their violence has become a major factor in recent elections, but they aren't the only militants in Nigeria, with certain groups such as the Niger Delta Avengers and the Movement for the Emancipation of the Niger Delta seeking to take back control of oil fields in the south. All in all, the rivalry between the North and the South that emerged out of colonial Nigeria continues to define the country's politics. But the question is, for how longer? Thanks for watching this video. Please do ensure to upload your assignments. Be good.